Alright, so we are talking about polynomials today. Poly means many, so a polynomial is many terms. We've already talked about linear and quadratic polynomials so far this year. A polynomial needs to be written in standard form, which is when the terms are in descending order. So that means that your exponents need to go from highest to lowest. That's what descending order means. The leading coefficient is like your line leader. So my daughter gets to be the line leader at preschool. So your line leader is your leading coefficient, the number in front of the first term, or the coefficient with the first term. And let's see, a polynomial is a term or a sum of terms that have only whole number exponents. So if you see fractions or decimals or negatives, that does not count. We describe polynomials based on their degree and their number of terms. So degree is your highest exponent, and the number of terms is how many terms it has. It's like your first and last name. So the degree is like the first name, and the number of terms is like the last name. You see down here, it says that terms start and stop when there are pluses and minuses. So addition or subtraction will split up terms. Let's move on to talking about like the different names. So here we've got, let's talk first about degrees, which is the first name. The degree, remember, is the highest exponent. So whatever exponent is the biggest, that is my degree, or that's what determines my degree. My highest exponent. 0, if something like f of x is equal to negative 14, where there's just a number, that's called constant. Exponent of 1 is called linear. That's when it's something like y equals mx plus b. Here is a 1. There's a 1 on this x. So that's called linear, 5x minus 7. Degree of 2 is called quadratic. 2x squared plus x minus 9, that's quadratic. Degree of 3 is called cubic. X squared, or x to the third minus x squared plus 3x, cubic. 4 is called quartic. X to the fourth plus 2x minus 1 is quartic, so it has the highest exponent of 4. There's also 5, which is, I don't know how to say this, quintic or quintic, which is a degree of 5, or exponent of 5. We also need to talk about my number of terms, which I didn't include on this, but we'll add it out to the side. Number of terms. We don't have anything for 0 terms because then it wouldn't exist. So if it has 1 term, it is called a monomial. If it has 2 terms, it's called a binomial. If it has 3 terms, it's called a trinomial. And if it has 4 or more, it's called a polynomial. So 4 or more is a polynomial, which just means many. If you have a degree of 6 or higher, you would just say 6th degree, 7th degree, 8th degree, etc. Okay, so looking at our next section here, decide whether the function is a polynomial. If it is, write it in standard form. Exponents highest to lowest, state its degree, type, and leading coefficient. Let's look at number 1. This is a polynomial because all of my exponents are positive whole numbers here. It is already in standard form because it's 3, and then exponent of 1, and then 0, because that's a constant at the end. So yes, this is a polynomial, and so we're going to go ahead and list out what's my degree. Okay, well my degree is my highest exponent, so my degree here is 3. And I also need my leading coefficient, so that's my line leader, which is negative 2. And now we're going to go ahead and name this. We do name it according to the degree and the number of terms. So my degree here is 3, so cubic. And it has 1, 2, 3 terms, so cubic trinomial. Okay, let's look at number 2. Number 2, we got some weird coefficients, negative 0.8 and square root of 2, but that's not what we care about. We care to look at the exponents. My exponents are positive 3, positive 4, and then this one is 0 because it doesn't have one. It is a polynomial, yes, because all of those are whole numbers, but it is not in standard form, so we're going to rewrite it. We want the square root of 2, x to the 4th first is my highest exponent, and then we want it decreasing. So negative 0.8, x to the 3rd, minus 12, because that's exponent of 0. My degree here is the highest exponent, so 4. My leading coefficient is the number with the first term, so root 2. And we're going to go ahead and name it. My degree is 4, so it is quartic. I have 1, 2, 3 terms on this one as well, so it's also a trinomial. Number 3 is not a polynomial because of this negative 1. We would have to have a positive exponent. Number 4. Number 4 is a polynomial. You have an exponent of 3, exponent of 1, and an exponent of 4. We need to rearrange it so it's in standard form. The highest exponent goes first, so 3x to the 4th plus x to the 3rd minus 6x. My highest exponent is a 4, which means it has a degree of 4. My leading coefficient, the first term, is 3. So now we're going to name it. My degree is 4, so again it's also quartic. And I think we have a trinomial again. It's got 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a quartic trinomial. Number 5 is not a polynomial because of this right here. While the first exponent is a 2, the second one is an x, and so that is not a whole number, it's a variable. No. Number 6, also not a polynomial because you have an exponent of 1/2 and it needs to be a whole number, so no. We are going to evaluate. We've done some of this before in this class. Please remember you need to always follow order of operations. Which is, what is order of operations? PEMDAS. That's some 6th grade stuff right there. Okay. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay. So you need to deal with your exponents first before you do any multiplication. You will pretty much always have exponents when you're dealing with polynomials. So let's look at number 7. It says evaluate when x is equal to 3. So I have this x equals 3. Where do I put that? In the x spot. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put a 3 in a second. If you've done this before, you need to make sure you put it in parentheses, especially if you're typing it in a calculator. So f of 3 is 2 times 3 to the 4th minus 8 times 3 to the 2nd plus 5 times 3 minus 7. Sorry, I probably should zoom in. Okay, you can put this all in a calculator at once, but I think that's the lazy way to do it, and I'm totally fine with it. But I'm going to make you think a little bit more today. A reminder, when you're doing order of operations, you would deal with these exponents first and figure out what those are. So like 3 to the 4th power is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. And you should hopefully know this one. What is 3 squared? 9. And that's 15 minus 7. So at this point, you could type it in a calculator if you want. 2 times 81 minus 8 times 9 plus 15 minus 7. If you do type in a calculator all at once, you have to make sure you use parentheses for me. And remember, to raise things to a power, use the caret key, which is this thing that looks like the roof of a house. Okay, I didn't say that second hour, there's confusion. 3 to the 4th is 3 raised to the 4th. You should get, do you have 98? Yeah. Okay. Desmos is another good option as a calculator. But f of 3 is 98. We've done this before. Number 8, find g of 2. This one's a little bit tricky because you need to make sure when you're plugging it in, there's a negative in front of the x to the 4th. So it's negative and then parentheses raised to the 4th. The negative does not go in the parentheses. You can't forget about it though. And then minus 2 times 2. Okay, if I evaluate that, you can do it in your head if you want, or like do it piece by piece. I would first have to do 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2, which is 16. 2 to the 4th is 16. So it's negative 16 minus 4, which is negative 16 minus 4, which is negative 20. If you want to type it all in at once in your calculator, I'm fine with that. I just wanted you to actually think about order of operations for me for a second today.